Okay, greetings, I'm back. I changed out the stuff because I was going to show you the Orishas also, so I moved some stuff around. So if you're looking and wanting to learn about the Orishas, that is under the Ifa teachings of Ifa. And those are my Ifa books. You want to start with this book here. They got like little lessons in it, 356, and if you add that up, it's 13. So, what is it, 12? Let me see, 256, 6 is, they go by a 13-month calendar, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 13, 256 Odus in this book. It's supposed to be, let me see. Yeah, 256 Odus. So one for like 256, because they go by a 13, the moon calendar, the moon cycle, which that's the original cycle we're supposed to be on. They got us jacked up. This is another one that talks about the altars. If you want to get that book off of, it's a very good book, handbook for Yoruba tradition. I call it tradition, they call it religion, but Christianity came from Africa, the African spirituality systems. Here's another one on divination. Okay, here's another one on some simple language that I have on, you know, the way of the Orishas. And Orishas are your elements, which that is what the Orishas represent is the Orishas, your elements, your earth, your wind, your fire, your air, your water, the metal, the wood, okay? And you learning how to keep calm with those elements that you have inside you. This is a book on Yemia. This is Yemia here. This is a book on Oshun. I did that in the altar, you'll see in the beginning. And this is Oshun here. And then there's Chango. Chango, it sits right here. Okay, the red and the white. So if you pay any attention to the Orishas, they are nothing but the chakras. Okay, they're like the chakras, they're elements, but they're the 7 African powers. These are the main ones, okay, that you work with on a daily basis, right? And there's so many of them, it's a lot of them. But these are some little handbooks. I got to get the rest of them. I kind of stopped at these 3 because I work with these 3 anyway, you know. So I got these, and they have one for every last one of them. So they're very good books to start off. You know, this is the spirit of the river. So that's the water. That's the ocean, right? The womb, the sun, the sound, okay? And Yemia, the spirit of the ocean. You know, this is like in the cartoon Moana. This is what they were talking about when she kept going back to the water. The ocean kept calling her. She was talking about this. And then the mermaid with Starbucks, this is who they're talking about. Yemia. So we got to get back to our roots. This is Yemia. Closer look for y'all. Oshun, Ilegwa, Yemia, Abatala, Chango, Egun, and Irula. So these are what you're looking at when you should see yourself in these. You should see these in other people. I call this is the sun walking on, where's she at? Water. You know how they try to say Jesus walking on water? It's really your sound walking on water, on energy. That's what make your voice activated, right? Your sound, your vibration, the law of vibration. Here's the coffee and the cigar that Elegua likes, and the candy that Eshu likes. He's considered the door opener. So I have a little cigar I like, give coffee. What do y'all think y'all like coffee and fried chicken and cigars and all that stuff come from your ancestors, their cells in you. So they're speaking through you because they're talking through these things. And you can give them rum, and you can give them rum, and you can give them vodka if you got a wine glass, and put it in there. And I just light it. Sometimes I have to puff on it. I don't smoke, but sometimes I have to puff it to give the catch. And I just let it sit in one of my little tea light things that went out. And that's the coffee that they like. And he likes candy, black coffee and candy. And this is how you commune and you communicate with the elements that are within you. These represent the elements that are within you. You always want to have your light, you know, because that's the light, that's the fire. They draw to the fire, right? That guides them. Your water, you know, your memory, your water, the energy, right? So these are the cowrie shells. This is how you do divination. And in the book even talks about altars. See, that's sacrifices and altar, and that's their little tray they use for divination. And here's the cowrie shells, and here's the cowrie shells right there. So you can learn a lot. And then this is how you read the cowrie shells. Yes and no questions. You know, perhaps, definitely, no, and yes. And all you do, ask one question. And my Baba made these for me before he passed. And if I need to know a certain question, and like I told y'all, it's all about you aligning your heart, your head, your mouth, and your heart. And why we can't manifest certain things is because we're not aligned right up in here. You're thinking one thing, you say one thing, but this feels something else. So when you're doing divination with the cowrie shells, my Baba made these for me. And if I need a question and I'm unsure, then I know how to ask, you know, and throw them and see what 2 up and 2 down is usually yes, you know, and it goes more into depth. You know, if you're a real Ifa priest, you know, Baba Lao, it goes more into depth. But this is a more simple term for like us that we want to get to doing it and practicing and getting acquainted for it. And it has little prayers in here, sacrifice, initiation, divination, and it tells you about all the orishas, and it has a little prayer in here for them, paying homage, dance, Eshu, Ilegua, you know, everybody got a different Ilegua that follows them. So you would have to go see a Babalao. And see, here is the chakras named after the orishas. So your whole chakra system has to do with them, okay? That controls different organs in the body. So, and that's their offerings. This is what they like. So if I need something from Oshun, I would put what Oshun like right here, right? And where she likes it to go when I'm done with it, it'll be in here, right? Where you have to put it at. And where, if you're at a crossroad in your life, then at Shu, Papa Legba, you know, they like black coffee, cigar, or cigarettes, and you put it where at a crossroad, right? A cup of coffee, some candy, a cigar, and that's letting them know, like, please let me pass. May I pass over to this other side, you know, because I'm at a block, it's like the road the road opener, herbal baths that you take. That's basically the same thing, but you're going to the Orisha that guards that road or opens doors for you, right? So this is all what religion did. These are some prayers. It tells you about all these books. It tells you, you know, the female and the male shell and characteristics and what they're called, and praying. And it has a little thing. I'm trying to find the altar one. I'm trying to find the altar page, y'all. It must be in another book if it's not in here. But they even talk about the altar. And I'm trying to find it. But when you want to pour libation, you're pouring libation to your ancestors. You have a plant. Okay, I'm gonna move aside because I'm sitting down. And you have a plant. This is one of my plants. I have one that's flowing over, right? When I want to pay homage or, you know, thank my ancestors, or we lose, like we lost Bill Withers, the one that sings Lean on Me. And when it's time come for me to water my plants, then I knock on wood. I'll say a little prayer. You can say a little prayer out of one of the Risha books. You know, say a little prayer. They'll have it in the language, and then they'll have it in English. And then you dip the water and you say Ashe. And I always knock on my book stand because it's wood. I just like to tap on the wood and say Ashe. Like even to my father that passed away on his birthday, or whenever I'm thinking about him, I'll go pour my libation to him. You know, Ashe, you know, Malcolm X. You know, Ashe Martin Luther King, Ashe, you know, whoever our ancestors are, the ones that brought us the knowledge and taught us everything, you know, that got us where, you know, Francis Cress Welsing, Ashe, you know, you're paying homage to whoever, you know, crossed over to the other side. When y'all learn these little things, y'all realize that you will get a lot further on your spiritual journey by just paying your respects and your homage to your ancestors that crossed over, that are still alive within you. This is not about what it looked like to other people. This is about you, so you can make your journey and make your journey as smooth as you can make your journey, right? That's a Sankofa bird. You know, everybody know the Sankofa, S-A-N-K-O-F-A, Sankofa. Go back and fetch it. Go back and fetch what is lost. That's what that means. So it's telling you to go back and fetch your culture, your true spirituality. You know, you can find it in Ifa, Santeria. You can find it in African spirituality, not church. They took some of it and made what they made out of it, okay? They made what they made out of it. So even your Bible, I got 2 books in there. Let me get you those of what your Bible came from. And if you want to know where your Bible came from, your Bible came from this, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This is the Bible, really. This is our ancient Bible that they took and made a Christian Bible, Saint Day, Latter-day Saints, whatever the other religions are, right? They came from this. This is the first. This is our Bible. You're supposed to know how to read hieroglyphs. You're supposed to know how to read this in seasons, like when to read what part, right? This is one. You need this one, the Netaru, the Netaru. I think it's like 7. This one, if this one's too hard to understand, you can go, it's broken down. But this is like all of it. If it's too much at one time, then you can go get the other books and break it down. I think is what I was told. It's easier from the other books, but I went on ahead and got the new one. So that's one. And then again, like in my yoga class, Dr. Moetta Ashby took one. He's a very good scholar, over 60 books, all about our African spirituality systems. Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Book of Coming Forth by Day and Night. So you can go and get these books if y'all are interested in learning about our spirituality. Actually, I got a couple more. Hold on. I forgot. Okay, I did have 2 more in there. And this book here, this is a good one to start off. It's about the Book of Going Forth by Day, Gerald Massey. Now, they've taken a lot of, I think, his old books off that really, really broke down stuff that in the book. So you can get this one too. The Teachings of Ptah Hotep, the oldest book in the world. You can get this one to start off. That's if you care to go back and fetch your African spirituality, your true spiritual self. Okay, this is about knowledge of self journey. So if you're not interested in it, of course, it's not going to be for you because you're not there yet. Okay, this is for people that are there yet and don't know where to go. This book is this is written by this guy, the Book of Hosea. This is a good book with text in it. The sacred, I think it has a lot of the sacred texts in it. Book of Anna, different, the book of knowing the creation, how everything started. Okay, that's in there. This is he wrote these too. the book of Ifa, you know. So you can have your shrine, you can have your altar in your same space. You just don't put them, you don't put anybody deceased on your altar, and you don't put anybody living on your shrine, okay? Because that's just not what that's for. Your altar is your own sacred space, your own energy accumulating and building up, so you can have a place to pay, you know, yourself attention, focus, meditation, you know, consult with your orishas or your ancestors, or however you want to do it, your spirit guides, or you just want to go there to meditate. And then your shrine is some, you know, it's it's your deceased, you know, your father, your mother, your grandmother, whoever you got a picture of, or you can have the obituary up there if you don't have a picture of them. So, but you want on your shrine, you want the candle, a little tea light candle. It don't have to be the big one like this. This is only for the altar. I use the tea lights because they go out in a couple of hours. I don't want to keep my shrine lit all day. So I use these, and they stay like 3 to 4 hours. So you want your light, right? You want your water, and then you want your picture. And really, that's really it. I'm just showing you Ifa. What these books were about is most of this right here. Okay, the cowrie shells and stuff, and how you can get your yes and no questions from that, okay? And then you have to want this. You have to want to go back and fetch it, like the Sankofa bird, reaching back, getting that egg. That's us reaching back, getting what's lost from the beginning of time, of before all this watered down creation and different Jesuses came and Buddhas came, and you know, we were the original Buddhas anyway, you know, and all this other watered down stuff, right? Remember I told you creation was only perfect one time in the beginning with the Netarus. We watered everything down after that. We invented our own little stories to please whoever the leaders were and whatever they wanted to do for their little organization or church or whoever they want to call it. That's all you did. So now the focus has to come back on you now, because that's the time. The time is time for us to go within. And if you can't get to a church, where you think you finna go? You better have something set up in your house. If it ain't but a little end table, you can put it on a little end table. You can put it like this little fold-out table from Walmart. It doesn't even matter. Just long as you got a candle, some incense, some water, and whatever little trinkets you want to put on there, that's your business. And a couple of crystals, because that's energy. You're a crystal anyway. You're trying to become, I keep telling y'all, you think I'm playing. You're a quartz crystal. This is your Christ crystal. You're supposed to be this clear and transparent. That means telling the truth and full of no lies, getting all the mask era off, all that falsehood off, and revealing your own crystal self. That's what time it is. Crystal. It's 2020 means clarity, truth, clarity, transparency, transcendence. So this is your salvation, to be like this, to be clear as this dang on crystal. You know, in your journey, in your relations to people, not lying, not falsifying, not stealing, not cheating, not harming, but being pure in your intentions. Pure consciousness is what this is. Before it was what? Polluted. Polluted with what? Matter. Before it got what? Flesh. Before it got what? Bone. Before it got what? Corrupted. Before it got what? Bacteria and fungus in it. Crustacean on the earth. You see what I'm saying? This is symbolism. So everybody has a Christ consciousness in them, but some people's is covered up. So they cannot see spiritual stuff because the third eye is calcified with the foods and all the things they fed us. Thank y'all for watching. That's it, because I know this is about to probably shut off. Like, subscribe. Let me know if it resonates. You know, this is just me trying to help, steer those that are awakened and new on the journey and don't know where to go, to kind of get started on the journey. And after that, it'll create itself. You don't have to look very far. people will come into your path once you initiate yourself and take that first step toward returning back to the original spirituality from which you came. And it's not Christianity. You know, Christianity evolved